ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ ಹರಿ ಓಂ. ಓಂ ಪೂರ್ಣಮಿದಂ ಪೂರ್ಣಾತ್ ಪೂರ್ಣಮುದಚ್ಯತೆ ಪೂರ್ಣಸ್ಯ ಪೂರ್ಣಮಾದಾಯ ಪೂರ್ಣಮೇವಾವಶಿಷ್ಯತೆ. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ. So yesterday we saw ಈಶಾವಾಸ್ಯಮಿದಂ ಸರ್ವಂ ಯತ್ಕಿಂಚ ಜಗತ್ಯಾಂ ಜಗತ್ ತೇನ tyaktena bhuñjīthāः ಮಾ ಗೃಢಃ kasya sviddhanam. ಈಶಾವಾಸ್ಯಮಿದಂ ಸರ್ವಂ yatkiṃ jagatyāṃ jagat tena tyaktena bhuñjīthā tena tyaktena bhuñjīthāः. By giving them up, bhuñjīthā means not experience that. We have already negated, refuted that. We said bhuñjīthā means protect yourself. By giving up the attachment, protect yourself. Okay. Now, Ishavāsyamidam sarvam. Everything is engulfed by Ishvara. Everything is pervaded by Ishvara. Meaning, there is nothing other than Ishvara. That is the conclusion. Now, there are two ways to understand this. See, the Upanishad enjoys two ways to people. Like, see, everyone should be taken along with. See, everyone is eligible for the knowledge. Everyone is eligible for the self. Because what do we desire? We desire bliss, happiness. That is what everyone, right from the ant to the greatest of the great in the creation, everyone desires happiness. And what is happiness? Anandam Brahma. Brahma, the self, is happiness. Anandam Brahmeti Vyajanat, Satchidanandam Brahma, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. All these very categorically say the Brahman is of the nature of happiness. Okay, so if everyone is behind happiness, that means everyone is behind the self. We can understand that. So there is no categorization or of eligibility here. Everyone is eligible for the knowledge. Because of the gradation in the purity of heart, because of the gradation in the focus, etc., we can say this fellow is eligible for this fellow is not eligible for that. Like, it is not like you are only eligible for grazing the cows. No. Here, everyone is. That's why Upanishad tries to bring in everyone. Like in Kena Upanishad, which we'll be seeing next. Kena Upanishad. In Kena Upanishad, there are 4 chapters. The first 2 chapters talk about inquiry. The second 2 chapters talk about surrender. 2 beautiful ways. Here also, the Shruti explains, enjoins the same idea. First, it talks about inquiry. What is inquiry? This first teaching, Isha vāsyamidaṃ sarvaṃ, all this is pervaded by Ishvara. Everything is pervaded by that Ishvara, that self. Now, here, vichara. How can everything be pervaded by Ishvara? How can everything be Ishvara? See this stone, sand, clock, everything I see, only this duality, world of duality. How can ever be? Okay, this is what is the wheel of ignorance, not WHEEL, VEIL, the covering of ignorance. That is why we don't see the truth. So, to understand this, a beautiful example is presented. We have the sandalwood, or there is a wood called agar. Okay, these are fragrant woods. Now let us take sandalwood. To have the smell, what you do is you put a little bit of water and crush the sandalwood on that stone where the water droplet is. You get a beautiful sandalwood paste and very good fragrance. But wait, if in association with water, the sandalwood is giving the beautiful smell. If you are going to crush it without water, it's not going to give you that smell. So you understand, in association with water, like the iron rust, sandalwood produces a beautiful smell. Okay, very good. I put the whole log of sandalwood inside the water. What happens? The water will turn into a beautiful scent, perfume. No. The water will also, not just the water, the sandalwood also will become it will smell very bad. what happens is there is a layer of dirt, moss kind of, which covers the sandalwood, and sandalwood loses its inherent natural fragrance, and it will smell very bad. So what we have to do is we have to take that sandal, scrub the outer part of whatever that layer, outer layer which is covered with that moss or whatever, and get the original smell. Similarly here, by inquiry, remove the outer layer and gain your inherent nature. That is what is said here. There we remove the the outer covering. Here we remove the illusory associations. Okay, now whatever is the natural smell, that will come out. Similarly, whatever is your natural state will come out when you do this inquiry. So there are two things. With reference to the self, we said inquiry. With reference to the sandalwood, we said cleaning, etc., scrubbing, cleaning, etc., activity. Inquiry, activity. Okay, remember this. We'll come to this later. Now, so what happens is there is a superimposition which brings this bad smell in you. What are you talking about? My sweat? No. Like the sandalwood emits a bad smell in association with water. Similarly, when it is put in water, similarly, in when because we are immersed in ignorance, there is the bad smell of a doership, kartrutva, experiences, bhoktrutva, etc. I am the doer, I am the experiencer. These kind of ideas of ego arises. So we should have to get rid of it through the inquiry. So, and this is what is causing the jagatyāṃ, jagat, whatever you are perceiving in the world. Jagatyāṃ, jagat, actually, vāsyamidaꣳ sarvaṃ yatkiṃ jagatyāṃ is enough. Yes, yatkiṃ jagatyāṃ, whatever is seen in the world. Jagatyāṃ is good enough. So one word is good enough. The Shruti does not say jagatyāṃ, it says jagat also. Jagatyāṃ, jagat. It can either say jagatyāṃ, yatkiṃ jagat. That also we can interpret it in some other way, saying that the Shruti, whatever is seen in the world, that is what the Shruti says. But the Shruti very clearly established jagatyāṃ, jagat, whatever is seen in the world. Why is this jagatyāṃ word said? Jagatyāṃ establishes, jagatyāṃ is a implied word. It does not mean the world, creation. It means everything in it. What is the duality? The duality is, you can classify the duality as a name, form, and action. Duality can be classified as a name, form, and action. Nama, Rupa, Karma. Nama, Rupa, Karma. This is how you see the duality. Rama is different from Krishna. Rama, name, is different from Krishna. Rama, different from Krishna. Rama, the form, is different from Krishna. Rama is different from Krishna. Rama's activity is different from Krishna's activity. Krishna is sitting, Rama is going. So you differentiate things with respect to the name, form, and activity. So he says, this transformation, whatever it is, you have to perceive, see, you have to give up the attachment, tyaktena, by giving up the association, attachment. This is for the people who perform the inquiry. You have to give up by how? By seeing, perceiving everything to be the self. So you give up the attachment to all the world of duality and stay with the self, or you give up the attachment to the you perceive everything as self and remove that. These are the two ways. Now, why do I not perceive myself to be the self? Because if everything is self, I should have to see myself as self, right? Why am I not seeing? because of the natural, remember the natural, we call it svabhavika, because of the natural ignorance. But if it is something is natural, I cannot remove it. Whatever is natural cannot be removed, cannot be changed. So if it is natural, then how can I get rid of it? Why do you call it natural then? That is also to be understood. When we say natural, swabhavika, that means that you should not ask any further questions. When you say swabhava, nature, it is its nature, then you should not ask any questions regarding that. Like we say, how can you ask no questions there? Like we say, the nature of fire is a heat and light. After I say the nature of light, fire is heat and light, how is the heat in the, there is heat in fire? That's a stupid question. When will it? That's a stupid question. So how, when, what, etc. is not possible when I say it is the nature. Similarly here also, when I say nature, ignorance, the ignorance which is the nature, then natural ignorance, then you cannot ask a question. Now, when natural means it cannot be naisargiko ayam lokika viloka vyavahara. Naisargika is the word used by Bhagavan Bhashyakara in Brahma Sutra. Here, swabhavika, same meaning. Synonyms they are, naisargika or swabhavika. But if it is natural, then I cannot get rid of it, right? No, you can get rid of it. How? Because we add an adjective, vāsyamidaꣳ. This has the eligibility to be dismissed. There are two ways to dismiss things. One is nivritti, the other is a bādha. Nivritti is that the effect only gets removed. Like there is a pot, I destroy the pot turns into clay. Meaning there is a unmanifest pot there. I can make the clay into a pot at any point of time. So when I say clay means there is an unmanifest pot. So only the effect is lost, not the cause. So anytime I can bring back the pot. But when I say bādha, it means not just the effect, the cause also is removed. Like there is a cloth, I burn the cloth, I don't get the cotton, the cause. It is also burnt, nothing remains. So that is what we are talking about. When I inquire into it, or when I perceive everything to be the self, then the cause, which is ignorance, along with the effect, the world of duality, also gets removed. Tyaktam. Tyaktam means what? So that is why we said for both people, for people who have the capability to inquire, we have the perception of a illusory. All these are illusion. That is how we have to see. For people who don't have that capacity to inquire, for them there is only bhavana, the intention, the perception that everything is self. I and all these, or all these and I. All this and I is self. I can just say all this is self, enough. But if I say you have to perceive everything to be self, all this is self, then you will say all this is self except me. So we are not giving any chance. We say all this and I is self. That is the bhavana, that is the perception we have to have. Okay. Now, when I have to give up, for people who have the capacity to give up the attachment, it says tena tyaktena. What is tyaga? Tyaga means which should I give up? What should I give up? Whom should I give up? So tyaga, to understand this word, eshanatraya tyaga, because sarva karma sannyasa is what is prescribed by, for people who have vichara, giving up all the, renouncing all the karmas. Sannyasa, renunciation is what is prescribed for them. What is renunciation? Eshanatraya tyaga. giving up the three forms of attachment. Eshanatraya tyaga eva sannyasa. That is what is said in the bhashya. Eshanatraya tyaga eva sannyasa. Sannyasa means giving up the three forms of attachment. Why is tyaga important? Because in the Upanishad it is said, tyage neke amartattvama nashuhu. You can gain the immortality, amartatvam, the immortality, the absolute state, only by the renunciation. And the essence of Gita is said as tyaga. Tyagi becomes tagi. There is the Sanyukta Akshara, the compound character loses its compound nature, becomes ta. Instead of tya, it becomes ta. Tagi, 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 ta. Like Mara became Rama. Similarly, tagi becomes a Gita. Okay. Now, what is this Eshanatraya? The three kinds of attachment. What are the three kinds? Putreshana, Vitteshana, Lokeshana. Putreshana means association, attachment for the son, wife, etc. Vitteshana means attachment for the money, wealth. Lokeshana means attachment for the world, name and form. So, giving up the attachment for the son, wife, etc. Husband also. Giving up the attachment for the wealth. Giving up the attachment for the name and fame. Why is this important? Because otherwise, see, you can see sannyasis naturally. See, these are all obstacles in the inquiry process. When you are sitting in meditation, at that very point, the husband will call or the wife will call. See, are you listening? You are not listening to me. Wife nags, or the husband. Where is the child? Because he cannot find anything without the wife. Okay. Or the kids. Mommy, daddy, over. Your meditation is gone. This is one. Okay, this cause can also be controlled to some extent. Now, vitteshana, the attachment for the money. I know people who sit in front of the TV, which shows the stock market from 9 o'clock till 3 o'clock, 3:50, 3:30, whatever. And after that also. They will just work on how I lost money or how I gained money. What was this position yesterday? What will be the position tomorrow? This will be their thought. Vitteshana. If they lost money, they will be thinking about why I lost, how I lost, and all. And if they gained, oh, see how beautifully I gained and all that. Then there is lokeshana, the name and form. So you can give up the sannyasa. Sannyasa means to give up attachment, renunciation. Renunciation, you can give up the attachment to the son, wife, etc. Probably that is gone. But the attachment to the wealth or the attachment to the name and form is very difficult to give up. I've seen enough people being attached to the money and the name and fame. Money also, let us see. Some people, they don't have the attachment for the money, but the name and fame. Oh, she made him sit in the front row. Why did he not allow me to sit in the front row? He made him to give lecture. He didn't give me chance to give lecture. Oh, the big problem I have seen with these Mahatmas, these sannyasis, is the mic. You don't give the mic, they have problems. You give the mic, we have problems. They won't, not just the blabbering they are going to do. Also, they won't put a full stop to the talk. They'll be going on. I have seen that enough during the feast. They call us for feast and they'll be giving lecture and more lecture. They'll be delivering actually. Painful delivery, that is. So what happens is, Eshanatraya, giving up the attachment to these three. Because what is that? Otherwise, what is that? If you are not giving up the attachments, if you are not giving up all the three attachments, then what is that? It is udara nimittam bahukrita vesham. It is as Bhagavan Bhashyakara says, all these different colors which you wear is only for taking care of your stomach, your necessities, your need, nothing else. I know sadhu in Rishikesh. I don't know. I have not seen in this time. Last year when I went, the ashram itself is gone. There is a big, beautiful ashram of somebody. Now he comes in one day. He comes a different color. The other day he comes in a different color. I asked him, stop. Wait. What is this? Yesterday you came in that color and today you're coming in yellow. What is that? So he explained to me very seriously. See, Swamiji, you know this Ram Sabun. There is a shop called Ram Sabun in Sabun is soap, Ram soap. They manufacture soap also and they sell. Anyway, so you go there, you ask for department store. It is. You ask for color powder. They'll give you. Bring it, put it in water, and dip your dhoti. It will become to different color. I asked something else and he's giving me something else. That is what the problem. So here you have to give up the attachment. When you give up the attachment, your mind is at peace. See, once you give up the attachment, your wife, son, or your servant, etc., they don't care about you. You won't care about them. They won't care about you. Like when the servant is dismissed, you tell him, oh, why don't you move that from here? I'm not your servant anymore. This is his answer. And if he says, you are no more servant for me, why are you talking about that? Go. Or husband and wife, when they are divorced, that's the same thing. You don't listen to them, they won't listen to you. So, giving up attachment means you are not bound to them. Okay. So, by giving up, you have to protect yourself. Okay. Tena, tyaktena, bhuñjīthā. Bhuñjīthā means not eat, but enjoy, but to protect. I told you yesterday. So, how can I protect myself by giving up the attachments? Simple. What is the nature of self? Activityless. Self is activities, nishkriya. And all these attachments are activities, kriya. So through attachment, you cannot gain the state of non-attachment, the activityless state. So through action, you cannot gain the state of non-action. So that is why it is called as naishkarmya siddhi, the state of active, no action. So here, to gain that state of activityless, you have to, this is conducive, this giving up the attachment to association to things is that is conducive. Okay. And even the sannyasis, as you said, they are also attached to things. So a sannyasi or renunciate should work hard to give up the attachments, and only he should have to maintain only whatever is necessary to take care of the body, sense, organ complex. The rest he should not be attached. Whatever, especially whatever comes out of desire, he should have to put effort to stop it, control it. Okay. Now, when you give up, tena, tyaktena, bhuñjīthā, give up, you protect the self. Okay. Now, gṛdhaḥ kasya sviddhanam, the final state. Gṛdhaḥ kasya sviddhanam. Gṛdhaḥ means expectancy. Don't have any expectancy. Gṛdhaḥ. Don't have any expectancy. Expectancy of kasya sviddhanam. Kasya sviddhanam means anybody's money. Sviddh is anarthako nipata. It's useless word. But kasya sviddhanam, let us say, anybody's money. But wait, kasya is in the sense of, not in the sense of vitarka, question. Kasya. Because kasya can also mean the sense of kasya, kasyedam. Whose is this? That's a question. Whose? So when I say don't have attachment or expectancy for anybody's money, I am not saying whose money. Are you talking about my money or others' money? Kasya dhanam ma karshihi, ma gṛdhi. Whose money are you talking about that I should not have attachment to? That is not the idea given here. Nobody's money, whether it is mine or others, nobody's money. That is the sense which is, that's the purport which is said here. Okay, kasya sviddhanam. Or see, this is with respect to the money. Money, as you see, what is money? Money is anything which you earned. What is that which you earn? Everything in the world is earned. You say, you know how hard it is for me to earn this name and fame? Earned. How hard it is to earn this money? Earned. How hard is to earn the relations? You know, earned. So your relationship, your wealth, money, your name and fame, they are all earned. So they are all dhana. They are all wealth. By saying wealth, we are referring to everything. Okay, so don't be attached to, associate to. Whose wealth is this for you to be attached to? This is the way to see. Or you can say, don't have any expectancy. Why? Why should I not have any expectancy? Because Isha vāsyamidaꣳ sarvaṃ ātmaivedam sarvaṃ. All these are nothing but self. Everything is self. When everything is self, what expectancy can you have? What is the object of expectancy? There is nothing other than self. So there can be no object of expectancy. Therefore, don't have any expectancy for the illusory things. Who will have expectancy for illusory things? Only idiots, ignorant. So don't have any expectancy for the illusory things. So the sense which is said here is whether in the absolute sense or in the transactional sense, whichever way, the only truth is Isha vāsyamidaꣳ sarvaṃ. Atma eva idam sarvam. Everything is that absolute self, nothing else. So that is the idea which is given here. We'll see this. Om Purnamadaః Purnamidam Purnāt Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.